there isn't anybody who knows about this. It's not something that can be expressed into words. And even if someone is free, that is to say, free completely of the ego, what is commonly called liberated or self-realized or whatever, there isn't a knowing there either. It's not like suddenly all the knowledge has been revealed, but there is a kind of on a need to know basis, what's necessary will come to that person. Because there's no more obstruction to the nourishment. That's the whole point. That's also the joy and the love of it. There's no more, we don't create any more fates for ourselves, which is what we do when we follow ego patterns. It's like then we have a hook in a systematical, like a mechanical dynamic that is entirely fabricated and which is only designed to exalt and to fuel pride and to foster self-images, sort of for individual glory or collective glory as well. Any kind of, it can be a family, it can be a town, it can be a tradition or a country, or when there are no obstacles to the nourishment, then life kind of is able to flow as it's meant to flow. Like in this sort of physical realm, let's say, life is allowed to express itself as it wants to. It's very much like let's say a tree wants to grow, but then we chop it into a certain, like we cut a bush like a square, or we cut a bonsai tree, or some kind of clipping the wings of ducks so that they don't fly away from a pond, so that they are decorative for us humans. Yeah, so when those ego fetters are removed, when there is true freedom, that's what true freedom would be, then there is no obstruction in that sense to the flow of life. Then it can express itself, the uniqueness of each being can express itself, like life can fully unfold. That's the whole point. It's also inevitable. It's what will happen ultimately. It's certainly not the ego that's going to stop life from expressing itself ultimately in the long run. But there is a kind of a, you know, if the claiming is so strong, and the light, this world, this human-made world, let's say, being so ego-dominated, it's not like the cosmos or God or love or whatever you want to call it. It's not like it's going to vie for attention. It's not like it's going to try and compete and be like, no, look at me, you know. If humans want to spend their energy on pride and things like that, and ambition, ego ambition and all those kind of things, then they're just going to run into a wall with that anyway. But life or love or the cosmos isn't going to chase after them. So when we think we are the ones who do everything, when we think we're making so much effort and we have so much pride about all the effort we make, and in this discourse of non-duality, in this whole scene of especially this radical non-duality, when we think we know all the answers and we have all the perspectives, we know it all intellectually, but it's just not happening, or we've convinced ourselves that it is happening, you can kind of tell when it's just an assumption. So these assumptions, they don't mean jack shit really, but these perspectives are like when we think we have achieved so much, or why haven't we achieved so much because of so much effort, all this pride about everything we've done and how sincere we are and everything else, we're just going to be left to our own devices with that.